Hey, so Jen, I'm really impressed how honest these students were about that question, because that's hard stuff.
Absolutely. Great job talking about that, guys. So, Jared, why did you bring that up?
Well, it's because for the next 4 weeks, we have two very simple goals.
Mm.
And we hope that those of you who don't yet follow Jesus will choose to begin following Jesus, just to be upfront about it. And we hope that those of you who do follow Jesus better understand why following Jesus just makes sense for you to do that.
Okay. I mean, I like the honesty, but what does that have to do with feeling unwanted or unwelcome?
Great question. I hope they're asking the same one.
Mm.
I've found that people usually don't understand how much Jesus really loves them
Mm-hmm.
until they experience people who follow Jesus loving them.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. They need to see it, to
Yeah.
experience it, to understand it.
Bingo, right? But
Yeah.
sorry, I slapped you there. But unfortunately, too many students go to a church or maybe talk to students at school who talk about following Jesus, but
Mhm.
instead of experiencing that sense of love that,
Mhm.
and acceptance and belonging they want to feel, they feel like they're unwelcome or unwanted
Mm.
or unworthy. And that's the last thing Jesus would want them to experience. But they assume if they don't feel like they're accepted at church or by the people who say that follow him, then they probably wouldn't be accepted by Jesus either.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've actually felt that before, both at churches I visited and when talking to people who say they love God. Like, it feels awful. So I can understand how someone would assume if they're not good enough for people at church, then they're not good enough for God.
That's it. But that's not true at all, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when Jesus was on this earth, people who were nothing like him
Mm-hmm.
liked him, and he liked them back.
Mm-hmm.
So when we started Journey, our goal was to create a church like that, a church that people who didn't follow Jesus loved to experience just as much as Jesus followers did. So the kind of place where you know you matter and you feel like you belong, even if you're not sure you believe like they do yet.
Well, I mean, that sounds like a place everyone would want to go. Where did the group of people who started Journey get that idea?
Well, I'll tell you that in just a minute. But first, I want to give the students a chance to think through what that might mean.
Oh,
Because if you were creating a church that people who didn't follow Jesus would love as much as a Jesus follower, how would you guys make it feel personal? Like, what would you do differently? Take a minute with your group, describe that kind of church and what it would look like, and then I'll tell you where we got the idea. Ready? All right, you guys get to it.
okay, I think there'd have to be food.